Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are getting into something really fascinating, a mobile app that's kind of living a double life. It's called ToonTap.
That's right. And if you just look at the App Store description, it calls itself a photo editor and collage maker. But that's almost selling it short.
Way short.
Yeah. What we're really looking at here is a powerhouse of generative AI. It's dictating a huge part of visual culture on mobile right now.
So our mission today is really to crack open the hood of ToonTap. We want to understand not just, what it does, but how it pulls it off. How does it blend this super high-end AI?
The kind that creates complex avatars.
Right. With the kind of basic, everyday tools you'd expect from any old photo editor, it's a really interesting study in how to make complex tech accessible.
And we should probably just start with the main hook, right? The reason basically everyone downloads this app in the first place.
The AI.
The AI core.
Yeah.
It's famous for that one-tap tune yourself feature. And this isn't just like a simple filter that washes out the color.
No, not at all.
This is a full-on transformation. It takes your selfie, a normal 2D photo, and just reinterprets it into a totally new style.
Okay, let's unpack that because that's really what separates it from, the filter apps we had a few years ago. When you say it converts a photo, what are we actually talking about? What kind of styles can this AI create?
Well, it's fluent in pretty much all the visual languages that are dominating streaming and social media right now. The tech behind it, what some in the industry call toony or cartoonify, it's basically doing a very sophisticated style transfer.
So it's not just painting over the photo.
No, it's recreating your identity in a new artistic style. And it offers a bunch of really distinct, recognizable styles right out of the box.
Okay, so give us some specifics. What's the most impressive style that this thing can pull off?
I mean, without a doubt, it's the 3D cartoon characters. That's the centerpiece. The app doesn't just flatten your face and draw lines on it. It actually tries to build a 3D model likeness of you.
You mean like that Pixar look everyone talks about?
Exactly. That high-fidelity Pixar style. Yeah. And just think for a second about the computational power needed to do that. It has to look at a flat photo and guess the depth, the shading, the exaggerated features.
It's all based on its training, right?
Yeah.
It's not magic. The AI isn't drawing.
No.
Yeah.
It's using these complex neural networks, probably something like diffusion models or GANs, to generate a new image that follows the rules of that 3D style while, and this is the key, keeping your core facial features, your identity.
The incredible part is that it's all packaged into a single button press.
Zero user input.
Okay.
But like you said, it's not just the 3D look. That's where it gets really interesting for people who want to be a bit more creative.
Right, the AI avatar generator. I was looking at this, and it feels like the app is almost designed to just stay on top of every single visual trend.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, beyond that 3D style, which is huge, it offers so many other options. If you're into Japanese animation, it can generate these really authentic-looking anime avatars.
And the chibi style, for something a little cuter.
Or a classic newspaper comic caricature. But what I find most insightful is how it adapts to really fleeting trends.
That's what gives it staying power, I think.
Precisely. The sources we looked at, they show that ToonTap is constantly adding these very specific niche aesthetics. For example, you can turn yourself into a fantasy cosplay character.
And it does throwback trends too, right?
Yeah, like the whole Y2K aesthetic, which is huge right now, or the sleek cyberpunk look. This constant flow of new styles is what keeps people coming back and, more importantly, sharing their creations.
So the 3D stuff is the technical hook, the foundation. But the trendy styles are the social fuel. It keeps you checking the app to see what new version of yourself you can be today.
It almost makes the app feel like a subscription to visual culture itself. You're not just getting a tool, you're getting access to the newest way to show yourself online.
Speaking of that, let's pivot a little from the sophisticated art styles to the features that are just designed for pure virality, the face manipulation stuff.
Ah, yes. The quick hit features. These are all about humor and getting a quick, shareable laugh. It's less about creating your new profile picture and more about making a funny story for social media.
So what are the tools that have really blown up?
Well, you have your classics like Face Swap, but ToonTap does it in a clever way that ties into its whole cartoon theme. You're not just swapping with a friend. You're swapping your face onto an animated film character.
Oh, that's clever. It creates that weird, jarring contrast.
Yeah, which is instantly funny. And then, of course, there's the one that taps into, pure human curiosity. the aging
The
filter.
make me old feature, everyone does that one.
It's just a fundamental curiosity, right? Seeing what you might look like in the future. It creates such an immediate reaction, whether it's shock or just amusement.
And you see the big head filter everywhere, that sort of distorted caricature look.
Yes. And that's rooted in classic caricature art, exaggerating features for comic effect. What's so interesting is that the same powerful AI that just made a photorealistic 3D version of you can then immediately be used for something so deliberately silly.
It's a really interesting balance, isn't it? I mean, you have this incredibly resource-intensive AI, but one of its main uses is just for fun, for novelty. Does that make the tech feel disposable?
That's kind of the big question for all consumer AI, isn't it? But I think these features work because they're the gateway. They show you the app's power in a fun, low-stakes way. They pull you in, and then you discover the deeper, more functional tools.
And we absolutely have to talk about those because it's not just a toy. The name says photo editor, and it has these features that go way beyond cartoons. Things like image enhancement and even restoration.
This is where ToonTap really shows its technical depth. It's not just about making new photos look cool. It's about fixing old, damaged ones.
Let's talk about the HD quality features because this isn't just a cosmetic change. The AI has to be doing some really complex stuff here.
It absolutely is. So think about an old family photo that's blurry or scanned at a low resolution. Normal editing tools can only do so much. ToonTap uses its AI to do a full photo restoration.
So it's not just sharpening it?
No, it's much more than that. When an image is pixelated, the AI uses its training on millions of high-res photos to intelligently guess what the missing pixels should have been. It's filling in the blanks.
So if there's a scratch on the photo,
The AI knows that a scratch isn't part of a person's face. It understands the context, and it generates the skin texture and color that should have been there. It's image reconstruction.
that's a huge deal. It turns the app from a fun toy into like a serious archival tool.
Exactly. The value there for someone wanting to preserve old family portraits is just immense. And that utility goes even further with tools like colorization.
Which is another really heavy lift for an AI.
Incredibly difficult. There's no color data in a black and white photo. The AI has to look the shades of gray and, based on its training, figure out the most likely original colors. It knows skin tones, it knows skies are generally blue.
And it brings the photo back to life.
It breathes new visual life into it. But to be a complete package, it still has to nail the basics.
Right. So for just normal everyday photo edits, it still has all the standard tools.
Yes, all the fundamentals are there. You have your cropping, rotating, and importantly, you can manually adjust things like contrast, warmth, and highlights. So you can fine-tune the AI's work or just edit a regular photo from scratch.
It's a complete package then. The novelty gets you in the door, but the real utility is what keeps you there.
And we can't forget the collage maker part of the name. It confirms that it's an all-in-one hub. You can edit, restore, and then immediately arrange your photos without leaving the app.
Okay, let's pivot completely. This all sounds amazing, but generating 3D avatars, restoring photos, that takes serious server power. That costs money. So how does ToonTap actually make money? What's the business model?
It uses a very, very refined freemium model. The app is free to download and use, but that free experience is carefully designed to create a bit of friction.
And I'm guessing I know what the main source of that friction is.
Ads, lots of them. And they're placed very strategically. You're in the middle of your creative flow. You've just made something cool. You're excited to see it. And bam, an ad pops up.
And you often have to wait, right? You can't skip it immediately.
Exactly. There's often a mandatory wait time. So the psychology is brilliant. It gives you this instant gratification and then immediately puts up a roadblock. The ad isn't just making the money. It's putting pressure on you to upgrade.
So the cost of using the AI for free is your time and your patience.
Precisely. And that's what makes the premium subscription look so appealing.
So what do you get when you pay? What does that subscription actually unlock?
It's really three main things. First, you get access to way more exclusive filters and styles, all those cool niche ones we were talking about.
Yeah.
Second, and this is probably the biggest relief for most users, it removes all the ads. You get a completely smooth, uninterrupted experience.
And the third thing, it must tie back to the processing power.
It does. It's high-speed processing.
Yeah.
Making these detailed AI images is computationally expensive. So as a free user, you're kind of in lower priority queue. You have to wait longer for your results.
But if you pay,
If you pay, you jump the queue. You're basically buying priority access to their servers, which, if you're creating a lot of content, is a massive advantage.
so If we pull all of this together, ToonTap isn't really just one thing. It's not a novelty app, and it's not just a photo editor. It's this carefully engineered hybrid.
It really is. It's successfully married two totally different things using AI.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have the creative viral fun of the cartoon avatars, and on the other, you have the really serious practical utility of photo restoration. It hits both needs.
So I think the key takeaway for you, the listener, is that the real innovation here is in the packaging. It takes these incredibly complex AI tasks, reconstructing a blurry photo, building a 3D avatar from a 2D image, and it delivers that power instantly through one tap on your phone.
Which raises a really important question, I think, for the future. We're seeing this blend of high-end generative AI with just essential everyday utility. So if one app can do all of this, what does that mean for the rest of the market? For the specialized professional editing software?
Right.
I mean, are we getting to a point where consumers will just refuse to use any editor that doesn't offer both? The instant creative fun and the powerful intelligent utility all in one place?
That's a huge challenge to the old way of doing things. Definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you next time.